General questions. You took a small creature into the house. This is not a fluffy pretty toy, but a lively feline child who requires a lot of attention, care and love. However, like all children, he may be sad, lonely, or scared for the first few days in a new place. He will cry, not immediately understand where his toilet is, and will look for his mother and siblings. Try to pay more attention to him during these first difficult days. Do not scold him, talk to him more often, caress him. The kitten usually remembers its name almost immediately. The main thing is to call it all the time with one nickname and at first associate it with feeding, petting and other pleasant moments. Try not to let small children who can cause him unintentional harm to the kitten. Do not let them carry him too much in their arms. Squeeze. Cats love freedom and independence from birth, will never accept the position of a living toy and can become dangerous, like any predator, even a small one. Relations with a cat from the very first days should be built primarily on mutual respect. Remember that these animals value their independence and dignity very much, are proud, noble and fair, do not tolerate violence, orders and rudeness, perfectly appreciate a kind and respectful attitude towards themselves and give your love 100-fold. Remember once and for all, you can't yell at a kitten or an adult cat, you can't hit or scare them. Animals do not understand human words, and no matter how much you reprimand your pet that you can't right here, you can't bite it, and you can't go in there, he will never understand you. And if the reprimand is also made in a raised voice, he will be afraid, hide fear and distrust. Most often, conflicts with a cat or cat arise in the toilet issue. Cats are very clean and demand the same from their owners. The cat's toilet should always be washed or have a clean filler. Most often, kittens already know how to go to a certain place, they learn this from their mother, and new owners just need to show where the toilet is. Do not be afraid of the first misses by the cuvette. The kitten is too busy exploring a new world, it can get lost, forget where the toilet is. In any case, do not grab him by the scruff of the neck, poke his nose into a puddle or pile and drag him to the toilet with menacing screams. The kitten will not understand anything, only get scared, and may link its fear not with the puddle on the floor, but with the toilet, where it was so rudely poked. Dip a piece of paper in a puddle, put it in the cat's toilet and put the kitten there, he will guess everything himself. The main thing is to do everything calmly, without shouting and anger. Often cats express their dissatisfaction with the behavior of the owner by suddenly refusing to go to the toilet. They start doing their business anywhere, in the most unexpected and outrageous places. The owner should first of all understand himself, whether he offends the cat, whether he monitors the cleanliness of the toilet, etc. Often wash the kitten, and even an adult cat. You cannot, the protective fat layer is washed off from the hairs, the coat spoils, and there is a risk of catching a cold. You need to wash it in case of extreme need, if the kitten is very dirty or has run away to the street. Even if the kitten does not go outside, it can pick up fleas and ear mites that come to our apartments on shoes, dog paws, etc. After treatment with suitable means, the kitten needs to drive away worms just in case. In general, for prevention, the animal should be given anthelmintic twice a year, in spring and autumn. If the cat walks freely, it is better for her to get the necessary vaccinations in a veterinary clinic and put on an anti-flea collar. The collar will also indicate that the cat is domestic, not homeless, and will protect it from troubles associated not only with fleas, diseases. Never try to treat your cat on your own and simply reduce the dose by feeding it human medications as you see fit. The choice of the drug should be made by a veterinarian. Therefore, at the slightest change in the cat's behavior, take it to the veterinary clinic. It also does not hurt to have a regular, at least annual, preventive checkup of the animal. After all, any disease is easier to prevent than to treat. If the cat has stopped frolicking, refuses to eat, lies in one place, closer to the heat source, its nose is hot and dry, sometimes the nose is the same in a healthy animal, when it sleeps, for example, but you need to focus on other signs, the coat is faded, disheveled, and the eyes are covered with a translucent film. This is it's already a reason to visit the vet. If the cat is injured or in severe pain, it is better not to take it to the clinic, but to call a veterinarian at home. Food. The optimal age at which a kitten can be selected from the mother cat is from 12 weeks. In the first days of complete withdrawal of mother's milk, the kitten may have digestive disorders for 2 to 3 days. Sometimes kittens do not tolerate regular store-bought milk. In this case, it is better to cancel it and make do with cottage cheese, fermented dairy products. Feed the kitten several times a day, little by little, remembering that the kitten's stomach is smaller than a thimble. Usually kittens move away from the bowl themselves or start burying food when they are full, but there are also gluttons that need to be monitored. Contrary to popular stereotypes and fairy tales, cats cannot eat one fish. In nature, wild cats feed on small rodents, birds, and eat them together with the skin and stomach contents, grains and herbs. Sometimes small birds come across, but they practically do not get fish. Here is an approximate list of products that should be included in the cat's diet and diversify it. Meat products: beef/veal meat or ground beef, chicken meat, minced meat, chicken offal, heads, necks, hearts, livers, stomachs. Every day, a little of everything, or alternating by day. Minced meat should not contain salt and spices. Egg, once or twice a week, raw or soft-boiled, as the cat likes best. Cereals, all cereals, except oatmeal, peas and beans, crushed or whole, cooked in milk or, in case of milk intolerance, in water. You can give soaked bread with bran. They are given together with meat products or independently. Vegetables, boiled or raw, mashed, whatever the cat likes, are given with meat instead of porridge. Fermented milk products, cottage cheese, sour cream, low-fat, a little cheese, kefir, yogurt, bifid products, etc. Water must be fresh, boiled, in the usual place for the cat. Vitamins, as a preventive measure, you need to give along with the food. Dry food: if it is not possible to prepare a variety of food for the cat, it can be transferred to dry food. You cannot feed the cat at the same time with feed and natural food, in high-quality feeds of leading manufacturers, namely, these should be given to the cat. The ratio of all substances is balanced. When combined with natural products, you can get a lack of some substances and an excess of others, and, as a result, a metabolic disorder. What is not recommended to feed your cat: fish in any form, pork, oatmeal, any food from our table, fried, boiled, with salt and spices, canned food, widely advertised low-quality food, whiskey, Kit-Kat. Why you can't feed your cat with the above methods? Fish, low nutrition and unnatural for cats. In natural conditions they have almost no opportunity to catch fish. In many cats and more often cats, constant or frequent feeding of fish, especially pollock, sprat, herring, capelin, disrupts the metabolism and causes urolithiasis, ICD, the consequences of which can be very sad. If you really want to treat your cat to a fish, it is better to take sea fish, noble species. Do not cook it and treat it no more than once a week. Pork is a very fatty meat, difficult to digest, puts a lot of stress on the liver, and with frequent feeding, sometimes even with a single one, if the liver is weak, can cause liver diseases. In addition, in raw pork, worm eggs can occur more often than in other types of meat. Hercules can cause disorders of carbohydrate metabolism, when overfed, fatty degeneration of the liver. Violations of carbohydrate metabolism lead to skin diseases, allergic phenomena. Food from our table, canned food, sweets, etc. Cats can have various strange preferences, but you don't need to indulge them. The principle of once you eat, then you need to applies to animals exactly as much as it applies to people. Excess salt, spices, preservatives, etc. can lead to diseases of the stomach, liver, kidneys, and digestive disorders. Think about whether the momentary joy of a cat from a piece of smoked sausage is worth a long health problem. Some cats who are in good health will digest everything without much harm to their health, and for some, one piece of servlet will cause an attack of renal colic. Is it worth experimenting with? Cheap and widely advertised feeds, Viscas, Kit-Kat, etc. In fact, these feeds are popular in the West and many cats calmly eat them without harm to their health, but our stores mainly sell food produced in Russia under license and with the appropriate quality. Bad food contains little useful and a lot of attractive things. Cats are ready to eat them in any quantities, and good owners do not skimp. Good food is cheap and affordable. As a result, a bunch of diseases, ranging from ICD and ending with severe gastritis, dermatosis. Low-quality feeds are usually sold in small packages, because they are not designed for professionals who are more comfortable buying food in large bags to the cattery. Their appearance works more for the owners than for cats. Cats don't care what the food looks like, and the buyer is more likely to like colorful fish, bones and stars than unattractive brown ones lumps. In terms of the ratio of protein, fat, carbohydrates and vitamin supplements, cheap feeds may not differ from professional expensive ones, but they use much worse raw materials, for example, feathers as a protein source. In order for the cat to eat such an inedible mixture, flavorings that are attractive to the cat, but act as a drug, are mixed into the food. It often happens that a cat, accustomed to eating such food, refuses even fresh meat. Recommended feeds: Hills, yams, Royal Canin, Wishes. The kitten grows up, and in addition to games, it is already beginning to be interested in its own kind. New desires appear. Many animals express them too violently. Cats tend to run away to the street, sing warlike songs, mark the apartment, considering it their territory. Cats also meow loudly, roll on the floor, and can also leave marks in various nooks and crannies. All this is quite natural, because you took into the house not a plush toy, but a live animal, with its own instincts, which will always be stronger than all your discontents. You have taught the cat to take into account your ideas about life, be able to correctly understand it. The question of neutering cats and spaying cats is decided by everyone in their own way. Sometimes it is necessary, sometimes you can get along with a full-fledged animal. You just need to remember that these operations will irreversibly change the beast. Sometimes the solution may be surgery to ligate the cat's fallopian tubes, then she retains all her habits and desires, but cannot get pregnant. Contrasex. Sold in pet stores, tablets such as Contrasex, Anti-Meo, and others contain shock doses of hormones that cause great harm to the health of the cat, and cats are completely useless. Veterinarians are aware of frequent cases of cancer of the genital organs of cats, various metabolic disorders, dermatoses, obesity. Giving a cat these pills to stop her screaming is like treating a headache with a guillotine. Finally, think before you take a cat into the house. Do you have enough financial resources to provide it with good, high-quality food, care? You can't explain to a cat about the economic crisis, or about the extreme need for a hostess to get a new fur coat. If you save on a cat, it will inevitably get sick and cause you much more trouble and waste on trips to veterinarians and medicines. The cat does not understand that its spring songs get on the nerves of its owners. It lives according to its own animal laws, which people, since they have taken the animal into the house, should at least understand.